welcome. So before we jump into the how of the RHINO method, we really need to get clear on the why. Why is this so important to begin with?
Okay, so if you're a sensitive person, or maybe you're an introvert or a creator, chances are you've spent a lot of your life being told you're too soft or too sensitive. Sound familiar? But here's the thing. What if that's not the problem at all? What if your sensitivity is actually a strength? This really gets to the heart of it, right? Sensitivity, it's just perception. That's it. It's your amazing ability to notice all the little things, a shift in someone's tone, the energy in a room, things that most people just miss. That's a superpower, for sure. The real issue, the thing we're going to tackle, is absorption. That's when we start carrying around other people's emotional baggage like it's our own.
Yeah, think about it like this. For most of us, we've basically been trained to be sponges. We walk into a room, we feel that tension, and boom, we just soak it right up into our own bodies. When someone else is having a tough day, they're angry or anxious or judgmental, we don't just see it. We literally invite their storm inside of us, and we start to believe their internal weather is our own.
So this all leads us to a really crucial idea, something we're going to build on, the social immune system. Let's break down what that actually means.
There's actually a name for this experience. It's called a misattunement injury. And it's exactly what happens when we don't have that internal filter. The line between what's our feeling and what someone else's gets super blurry. We lose track of where we end and they begin. Okay, so think about it. We all get the idea of our biological immune system, right? Its job is to fight off germs and keep us physically healthy. But here's the thing. Most of us were never taught how to build a social immune system, something to protect our energy and our emotional well-being.
So this social immune system, it's basically your internal compass. It's the filter that helps you figure out, okay, is this useful feedback or is it just noise? It helps you see when someone might be projecting their own stuff onto you. And most importantly, it helps you ask, what part of this actually belongs to me? Because without that filter, your nervous system is basically on high alert all the time. It treats every external storm like it's a 5-alarm fire inside of you. And you end up completely drained, spending all your energy managing other people's feelings instead of taking care of your own.
And I really want to be clear about this. The point isn't to become cold or unfeeling, It's not about building some giant emotional wall. The real goal is to build up this immune system so you can stay calm and centered, undisturbed by things that just aren't yours to carry. It's all about finding that quiet resilience. So this brings us to a huge shift in how we can move through the world. We are going to move from being a sponge to becoming a compass.
Just look at the difference here. A sponge, well, it's totally passive. It just soaks up everything around it, right? It absorbs every single storm. But a compass, that's active. A compass can feel the magnetic pull of what's going on around it, for sure, but it stays grounded. It stays pointed in its own true direction.
And guess what? Your own nervous system is going to be the guide that gets you there. So instead of always bracing for impact, we're going to teach it how to take a beat, how to pause, filter, and then orient right back to your own center.
All right, so let's start with something really small and quiet, a little audit. You don't even need to write anything down unless you want to, of course. Just think of this as a quick, quiet check-in with yourself. I just want you to gently ask your body this one simple question. What did I absorb today that didn't belong to me? That's it. Just ask the question and let it hang in the air for a second. What was it? Was it maybe a coworker's stress that you could feel from across the room? Or was it a family member's criticism that kind of stuck to you? Maybe it was just that frantic, buzzing energy you get from scrolling social media. Now, the only goal here is awareness. That's it. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to change it. Not yet. Just notice it. Simply acknowledge that, yeah, something got into your system today that you didn't really invite in.
See, that simple act of noticing, that's everything. That is the foundational first step. Because in this kind of work, awareness is always where we begin.
This awareness, this little moment of noticing, that's the very beginning of your filter. It's the beginning of building that quiet resilience we talked about. So just take a breath with me and let that settle. And whenever you're ready, we'll move on to the very first step of the RHIKNO method, which is called receive. And that's all about that moment where your entire nervous system learns how to soften just before it reacts. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Life Skills TTP, where we really believe in the power of shared experience.